What's up, you skilled craftsmen, skilled combatants, skilled artists, you warriors out there, you do-gooders, you do-batters. Shout outs to the youth. Shout outs to everybody who wants good to befall the planet, baby. Keep elevating in every way. I'm about to sip with y'all for a second. Cheers. Here today, y'all, again, I declare unto thee. We know that boxing history suggests that the best champions or the best boxers are from the Midwest. Places such as Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, Youngstown, Montana, Detroit, Nebraska, Chicago, Iowa, places like that. But again, to reprise this series with an update, verily, verily I say unto you, that not only the best pugilists in America, but the best pugilists, the best boxers in the world come from the American South. The North American South, to be exact. And I don't mean South as in San Diego or South Dakota, but the real South, the dirty South, what some call the dirty. So come on down, y'all. Come on down to the Southeast, baby. Come on down to Shariqah, to Gullah Gullah, to the Isle of Palms, to the Isle of Flowers, to Chucktown, to Seminole Territory, to Creek Territory, to the NOLA, to Gator Country, to Bulldog Territory, Choctaw Territory, shoot, freaking Wichita. Come down to where the Mississippi Mound Builders are from. Come down to the stomping grounds of Thunderdog. Shoot, the Delta Valley, the Delta Devils. Come down to where we got a Queen City, Charlotte. Come down to the Gulf. Come down to the Mecca of the South, ATL, shout it. How they say ATL, cuz. Come down to the Triple Crown, baby. Come down to the Kentucky Derby. Come down to the Chattanooga Choo Choo. Come down to the Great Smokies. Come on down to where, if not all, then most of the HBCUs are located. And the list goes on, y'all. So if you can remember the first few videos in this series, champions from the South, I classify the South, or what I'm talking about, the South, the Southeast, as the SEC Conference, the Southeastern Conference. Now recently, they've added 2 states to the conference. And I think those 2 states brought along 2 teams. That's Mizzou, Missouri, and Tejas, or Texas, as they say, Texas. Okay, and I think Texas A&M was added to the conference. Now, normally I wouldn't include Mizzou, but for argument purposes and because they're in the SEC, I include them, and plus I include most, if not all, of Texas. I include them as the South, but not like the dirty like the Southeast, but for argument purposes, and if you listen to the older videos, we did also include Mizzou and Texas. All right. So this title of this video is going to be called Current Champions from the South. Again, current champions from the South, baby.
You niggas know about the dirty South. You niggas know about the dirty South. The dirty South.
First champion from the South, current champion from the South we're going to build on, y'all, is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Bronze Bomber, baby. 38-0. 37 wins by big KO. Knockout. The only man he hasn't knocked out is Bermain Stavern, who is his mandatory. Do we really want to see that again? I know I don't. But just to kill time and get it out the way, I would say this going in there and just knock his ass out. That way he can say for sure that every man that stepped in the ring with him, he done knocked out. That's menacing. That's magnificent. We went back and looked up that article on Google, y'all, about Tuscaloosa. And I'm loosely quoting this. I'm not quoting this verbatim. If you want to see it verbatim, go look it up yourself. But the article says, in honor of the legendary quote-unquote black warrior, a great chief had a fateful encounter with the explorer Hernando de Soto centuries before, somewhere in southwest Alabama. The settlers named the place Tuscaloosa from the Choctaw language. Choctaw words, Tuska meaning warrior, Lusa meaning black. All right. Then we went back and looked up Tuskegee, y'all. And Tuskegee just means just flat out warriors. So the Tuskegee Airmen, baby. It's in the bloodline. It's in the names, in the heritage. Warriors. All right, now Deontay Wilder's trainer, Jay Diaz, I really don't think he's his trainer per se. He's more like his promoter / the dude who financially backs Deontay Wilder. I don't want to say he discovered him, but you know, he does a lot of things for him, because we all know that the people putting it down for Deontay Wilder in their training is people such as Mark Breland and you know, people of that nature. I even saw a clip with Lennox Lewis giving Deontay Wilder boxing pointers with the jab. I can't remember where they were. They was out in the street somewhere. But anywho, trainer Jay Diaz is the promoter, and he's a co-creator of Sky Boxing Gym in Alabama, y'all. One of the first boxing gyms ever opened up in Alabama. All right. And he's also the first licensed promoter in the state of Alabama, Jay Diaz. His brother is a boxing writer and an editor, kind of likened to, he ain't like no Burt Sugar. How about he's kind of like a Dan Raphael? No, I ain't gonna chump him off like that. He's more like a Nate Fleischer. Nate Fleischer from back in the day, who started Ring Magazine. He was a big writer and editor of boxing. But of course, y'all, we know Deontay Wilder's other trainer is Mark Breland. And we all know that in boxing camps, you have multiple specialists in them. You have multiple talented people who help to improve the fighter. All right? And you have different people for different camps. You know what I'm saying? So you might be going up against the champ. Mark Breland and Jay Diaz might have to call on certain people who have been in 30 championship fights to come help train and work with the contender in the camp. You might be going against someone who has a slick defense, someone who has a wild left foot. You bring in certain specialists. Y'all know this for each camp, but we know Mark Breland and Jay Diaz are permanent in Deontay Wilder's camp. Now, furthermore, the pedigree is great, y'all. Deontay Wilder's pedigree is great. He's from Alabama. He's from Bama, y'all. Not only in the name and the heritage of Tuscaloosa, Tuskegee, but in Joseph Louis Barrow, the Brown Bomber, the original, the longest reigning heavyweight champion ever, longest reigning champion ever. Joe Louis, y'all. And Joe Louis has a statue in Alabama, a life-size statue. And you might not know this, and we put a clip of it in one of the last videos, but Joe Louis has a statue of just his arm, his forearm and fist, also in Detroit. That's Joe Louis's fist and forearm, that hanging like right hook little sculpture they got. That's Joe Louis's fist. And what do we have now? Deontay Wilder now has a bronze statue in Alabama, y'all.
I'm hollering loud because I can back up every word, and I'll whoop any man in the world, and I want everybody out there on TV to know.
There's a lot of trash talk going on about Wilder. Will he fight him? He's dipping, he's dodging, he's ducking him. Is he for real? Is he just talking? Why won't he ever? I don't care who he fights at the heavyweight division, y'all. They can throw Glass Jaw Joe in there. I'd love to see it. But from what we all seen and heard, the man done called out the other champions at his division. He done called out the boogeyman, the monster at his division, Ortiz. I mean, who's going to step in and fight with the man? The man can only call him out and do what he can. Strive. He's striving to make fights. Now, we all know that shit changes when you get to the drawing board or you get to the business table, when y'all hash out contracts and all this. But the goal should be to unify, to be undisputed, to be remembered forever, to to make your legacy golden. And to my knowledge and from my opinion, that's what looks like Deontay Wilder's trying to do. So, striving to do. So, Joseph Parker, you can get it. Luis Ortiz, you can get it. AJ, I know you're the man right now. Over there in England, UK, you can get it too.
And be ready to fight, because I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to London to get you.
Next champ, we got Jamel Charlo. Now, Jamel Charlo stands at 5'11", same as Ndongo, and he fights at junior middleweight, which is 154 pounds. His brother, Jamal Charlo, is the same height. Well, some places have him billed at 6 feet tall, which is only an inch difference. But anywho, Jamal, his twin, just moved up to middleweight, which is 160. So again, Julius Ndongo being 5'11", I gotta say this, y'all, just in case some young champs, young warriors, young fighters, young combatants, young artists, whoever are listening, y'all, if you're that, just be careful with your weight cutting. That's all I really wanted to say. Just be careful with your weight cutting. If it's too dangerous, if you can't perform at your best at that weight, if you can't get a second push, a second win in the later rounds or late in the match or late in the game because you're cutting too much weight, man, I advise you go up a little bit. That when you're working out and you got muscle and body fat and water weight, you don't need to be draining it to get. Just be strong where you're at. I'll put it like that. Be strong where you're at. If you can't handle it, then that sport ain't for you. It ain't for you, because it ain't worth you hurting yourself to try to pick on somebody smaller, and you wind up getting bust up because you could barely walk and move and perform because you done tore yourself up. Anywho, Jamel Charlo, y'all, is 29-0 with 14 KOs. Now, I'm not going to say he's the more technical of the two twins, but let's say he's the more careful of the two. Now, some places have them billed as being born in Lafayette, Louisiana, and some places have them billed as being born in Richmond, Virginia. But all of them say that they went to high school in H-Town, baby. We gonna screw that. H-Town, Houston, Texas. Jamel was an elite level amateur, y'all. He won the bronze at the 2005 Junior Olympics at the tender age of 15 years old. And he also had an amateur career record of 56-8. Now, this is something else interesting about him. They also come from a good pedigree, not only with the trainers that are around them, but their father, Jamel and Jamal Charlo's father, was also a professional boxer. But dig this, I can't find anything about him online. I didn't look long, I admit that, but I couldn't even find his name. I don't know if his last name is also Charlo, but according to the bios, their father also was a professional boxer. So maybe if y'all look it up, y'all might can find it. Now, Jamel Charlo's notable wins are against Gabe Rosado, Marata Rosen, Demetrius Hopkins, who is the nephew of the great living legend, the immortal youth Bernard Hopkins. And y'all coming up soon, Jamel Charlo's finna be tested against the slick, hard-hitting, youthful, hungry Erickson Lubin. That's gonna be a good one. Y'all tune in for that one. Now, his trainer, Jamel, his trainer is Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields was in the camps, some of the camps of Mike Tyson, and he was in most of the camps for Arislan De Lara and other fighters. They didn't make it as big as them, but Ronnie Shields is known for being in the camps of Mike Tyson and Arislan De Lara. But Jamel Charlo recently left Ronnie Shields and his brother and Laura to go train with a trainer named Derek James. Now, Derek James is also the trainer of Errol Spence Jr. So the reasons, you just never know. Maybe this want to change of scenery, a change of competition, and that's what you want as a fighter, as a combatant. When you in there training with the same stuff every day, you want to get different looks. That's how you gain experience. That's how you gain EXP points, baby. And I know if he training with Errol the True Spence, he getting good work. You know what I'm saying? Come to Shariqah, y'all. But Jamel Charles, I think, is the more technical, or he don't take as many risks as his brother Jamal. But that's the goods on Jamel Charlo. Next current champion from the South, y'all, we got Keith One-Time Thurman.
Sucker, look at you.
Now, Keith Thurman has more than 100 amateur victories, y'all. More than 100 amateur victories. That's I don't want to say it's unheard of, unless you Cuban or something. But I haven't seen current or recent fighters with more than 100 bouts as an amateur, unless they was from, you know, from the golden eras or from the old days. But anywho, more than 100 amateur victories, y'all. He was born and raised in Clearwater, Florida, y'all. Clearwater, Florida. Isle of Flowers. And his record stands as 29-0 with 22 KOs. Now, this is bad when you got to go back and double check even the websites, even the stuff that you research. And that's why encyclopedias and stuff like that always take precedence. BoxRec made a mistake and had him billed as 28-0. Right? But when you count the actual number of opponents and fights, it's actually 29. Then when you check Wikipedia, it's 29. But anyways, 29-0 with 22 wins by way of big knockout. Keith Thurman's initial trainer was a man named Benjamin Getty. Now, Ben Getty was known for being in many of the camps of Sugar Ray Leonard. Of course, he untimely passed away while one time Keith was still coming up through the ranks. And now he's coached by Dan Birmingham. Now, Dan Birmingham is known for training with Winky Wright and Jeff Left Hook Lacey. Ooh, I remember Jeff Left Hook Lacey, Bo, coming out of Florida, doing his thing. Then what's the dude that got a hold of him, man? I couldn't believe that shit. I lost money too. But what's the dude, man? Hopkins and Roy Jones Jr. fought him. And this is bad. I'm forgetting stuff like this. Anywho, Keith Thurman's notable wins are against, let's see, there's so many. But I'm going to name the opponents I thought were notable as he was coming up through his career. Soto Carras, Carlos Quintana, Diego Chavez, Robert Guerrero, Leonard Bundu. Hell, he made Collazo quit. Even though Luis Collazo exposed Keith for having questionable body strength and questionable, gut midsection, but on one time beat Showtime Sean Porter, and most recently, Danny Swift Garcia. Wow, that's amazing. All right, next, champion from the South, we got Errol the True Spence Jr.
But I noticed you didn't mention kneecap.
Oh, God, motherfucker, definitely.
Now, some sources have him billed as being born in New York. Some has him billed as being born in Texas. But all the sources say that he was raised in Texas, Tejas, Texas. Now, Errol Spence Jr. is 22-0 with 19 KOs, y'all. Coming for blood, first blood, Rambo. And his notable wins are against Leonard Bundu, Chris Algier, and Cal Special K Brook. Now, here's some interesting facts about Errol the True Spence Jr. Now, he says he's a DeSoto native. DeSoto native, that's DeSoto is in Texas. And he's on the third boxer or pugilist ever from Dallas County to hold a world title. So big shout outs to Quincy Taylor, who was one, and major shout outs to Curtis Coates. Not only did he have a world title from Dallas, but he was a undisputed champion. Another interesting thing about Errol the True Spence Jr. is his father is Jamaican. His father is Errol Spence Sr. I didn't know that. I said, wow. You don't hear no type of Jamaican or what's the language, man? Patois or type of accent, Creole or nothing. But they say his father was Jamaican. Another thing you might not know about Errol Spence Jr. is he roughed up Mayweather, your boy Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Adrian Broner in sparring. Now it was no surprise for Broner, for him roughing up Broner in sparring. We kind of expect something like that. But Mayweather, I remember hearing the rumors about it when it first happened some years ago. And I thought it to be true as soon as I heard it. Because it sounded like something Mayweather would do if somebody got the best of him in a sparring session. Alright? Oh, by the way, I just remember that dude name is Joe Calzaghe. Joe Calzaghe is the one that messed up Jeff Left Hook Lacey from Florida. But anywho, speaking of sparring, y'all, let's talk about this for a short bit. I just saw a short documentary on Edwin Valero. If y'all can remember him, he was I think he was a Venezuelan fighter, and he had an amazing record. Hell, he even beat one of my up and coming fighters I had at the time, Antonio DeMarco. But he was 26. His career record before he allegedly hung himself in jail was 26-0 with 26 knockouts. 26-0 with 26 knockouts. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because the documentary spoke a lot about his sparring sessions. And it said that he was knocking people out in sparring, just going all out in sparring as if it was the real contest. He didn't... See, this is shit I'm talking about. People like that, he's one of them dudes that looked at sparring as the real fight, just with pads on your face. Like, he was trying to do damage during the spar session and during, the live fight session. And it said something interesting. It said when he sparred Manny Pacquiao, he broke Pacquiao's nose in sparring. And them the type of dudes... Well, look, we already touched on that in Reasons to Spar videos, so y'all go out and check them out. But all right, lastly, Errol Spence Jr.'s trainer is Derek James, who's also Jamel Charlo's trainer. Jamel Charlo just changed over to be with Derek James. And Derek James had a professional record of 21-7-1. So y'all check him out if y'all got some free time. Alright, y'all. Now to the last bit of the video, we're gonna put in the special mentions. The special mentions for the champions from the current champions from the South. Special mentions.
I'm from East Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in love with the South.
Y'all know these are also quote unquote champions from the South, but with minor titles. So basically, these are the dudes that got all these alphabet belts. USBA, NABO, NABF, NABA, etc., etc., etc. But they need some shine too, baby. They need some motivation too, and I hope they keep rising. Jamal Charlo. Now, he's one of the better known current champions from the South, or in the special mentions section, y'all. This is special mentions. Because as we all know, or if you don't know, we finna find out now. He had the IBF Super Welterweight title, i.e. one of the 154-pound titles or straps. And he vacated it and moved up to 160 to middleweight in the first quarter of 2017. But he's also billed as being from either Richmond or Denola, Louisiana. And he's fighting out of H-Town, Texas, Houston, Texas. Now, Jamal is the more powerful, or I should say the more risk-taking, the more vicious of the twins. His record stands at 26-0 with 20 knockouts. All right, so 9 times out of 10, we'll see. If y'all can do the math right quick to see, out of 26 bouts, 20 ended in knockout in his favor. 26-0 with 20 wins. So, what, 7 times out of 10 he's gonna knock you out, or he's looking for the knockout? Y'all do the math. All right. Now the next special mention is he's also one of the more known of these special mentions is Antoine Douglas. All right. He's 22-1-1. I've only seen 2 of his fights, and to be honest with you, this might sound foolish of me to say, but I wish he would take more chances in his fights. But he's doing well enough, and he's getting most of his opponents out of there. He's 22-1-1, with 16 wins coming by big KO, big knockout. And he's coming straight out of Burke, Virginia, baby, right below the Mason-Dixie. And he had the IBO Intercontinental title, but now he has the NABA title and the WBC FECAR or FECAR box title. And he's a middleweight. 160, baby.
No special training, just be at the fight. I'm ready to back up everything I'm saying, and I'm through talking.
Current champion from the South, or minor champion, but nonetheless still a champion, Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker is 23-3 with 16 wins coming by big knockout, big KO. And he's hailing from Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Tejas, y'all. And he has the NABO super lightweight title. Okay? So super lightweight, that's Terrence Crawford in them weight class. Terrence Crawford, Julius Ndongo, and all them other Bammers. 140. So shout outs to Mighty Mo, Maurice Hooker. Next, we got Regis Prograis, or Regis Prograis. No, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that, but Regis Prograis, I think is one of those either French or Hispanic names. But anywho, he's from the NOLA, baby. The NOLA Wold. He's from Nolans. He's 20-0 with 17 wins coming by big KO. He has an NABF super lightweight title. So Hooker has the super lightweight title for the NABO. He has the super lightweight title for the NABF. You know, there's no reason why they shouldn't square it off and go and challenge other competition. But, you know, that's why you come up through the ranks, and sometimes you got to be groomed. Next, minor champion, special mention from the South, y'all. We got Justin DeLoach, or Justin DeLuch. And he's from Augusta, GA, baby. Augusta, GA.
In my hometown, where I used to stay, the name of the place is Augusta, GA.
His record stands at 17-2 with 9 wins coming by big knockout, but both his losses are by KO. Damn, dog. Damn, hope they tighten you up. All right. Now, Justin DeLuch, it says here he had the USBA Super Welterweight title. Okay, he had it in February, but he just lost to Nathan Gallimore, who hails from Jamaica. He just lost to Nathan Gallimore in July. Now, I don't know how they do with the smaller alphabet belts, because looking up Nathan Gallimore, it didn't list him as having that title, that USBA title. But you would think that if you have a title and you lose, especially a minor title, you lose it, and y'all both from the same continental area or fighting in the same region or whatever, under the same organization, that you would lose the title. But it didn't say. So, but I'm still giving Justin DeLoach a shout out. Still giving him a shout out. So big shout out, y'all. So if we're gonna start from the top and bring it all the way back down to the bottom, current champions from the South, y'all. Current champs from the South.
What you niggas know about the dirty side? What you niggas know about the dirty side?
Deontay Wilder, Jamel Charlo, Keith One-Time Thurman, Errol Spence Jr. Then the special mentions, we got Jamal Charlo, Antoine Douglas, Maurice Hooker, Regis Prograis, and Justin DeLoach. All right. Now, in closing, none of these men are truly single, unified, king of his hill champions at the moment. All of them have titles. All of them have straps. They're title holders. They're good. They're very good, some of them. But we've yet to see if they dare to be great, if they dare to be undisputed.
Ain't no excuses.
So none of them are undisputed champions yet, like the older champions from the South. But how your boy Drake say, we gonna see. So no disrespect to any other countries, nations, provinces, regions, counties of the world, y'all. I'm not disrespecting nobody that's Welsh, Californian, Filipino, Burmese, Japanese, Chinese, Irish, Namibian, you know what I'm saying? Nigerian, English, Finnish, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Venezuelan, Honduran, Peruvian. Yo, no disrespect to any region of the world. Great fighters, boxers, pugilists come from everywhere. But in this series, I will say, and I stick by it, and I'm willing to battle anybody on it, that the best pugilists and boxers in the world, from then, way back then to now, from time immemorial, are from the South. So come on down to Tanasi, baby. Come on down to Tar Heel country. Come on down to Crystal Bridge and Crater Diamonds. Come on down to Alexandria. Come on down to Bogalusa, baby. Come on down to Bogalusa Creek, where the Deacons for Defense are from. Come on down to Shariqah, Shariqah.
Shariqah is an army with the pirate navy. Sea moss, sweet tea biscuits, and some gravy. Shariqah is an army with the pirate navy. Sea moss, sweet tea biscuits, and some gravy.
So on and so forth. And tell us what you think about them champions from the South. All right, y'all. Stay diligent. Be active. Be vigilant. We love Bossy.
Nothing to me. This bomb go over 5 rounds. I won't return to the United States for 30 days. That's final.